Check this out. Oh yeah. Consciousness. Say what? All of us people on this planet, we're all walking around on varying different levels of consciousness, and we're not all aware of it. But as you kind of like go up through the levels, you kind of become aware of the previous levels. I'll try and make some sense of it. So people are a bit like leagues. We've got leagues of people. So your lower leagues would be people that have your liars, your cheaters, your manipulators, your narcissistic characters. So we all go through life and we've all got some trauma, all of us. The only way to elevate yourself into a different level of consciousness is to go towards the really hard thing. So the really hard thing would be to go back and have a go at processing your previous traumas. So not everybody wants to do that because it's a really hard thing to do, and so you get it, but you can't break through to the next level of consciousness unless you do so. So that's why people kind of like stay in the lower leagues. So your liars, your manipulators, your cheaters, and etc. They kind of like operate on a level where they think that they're being really clever. They think that they're just fooling everybody, but they're not. So they're fooling some people, but only the people that are in the lower leagues. So once you process your shit, and it doesn't matter what your shit is, you could have like childhood trauma, you could have addiction problems, you could have all sorts of stuff. So every time you process a challenge, once you've got through it, you elevate your level of consciousness because you've got a newfound awareness for a difficulty. And once you go up, it's like your top tier people. So it's not financially related. It's not size of your fucking house. It's not what car you're driving. Your top tier people are people that have consistently just pushed through their shit, and they get to a point where it's so authentic, so like genuine, and when you connect, it's like a non-verbal connection. You just radiate this kind of like energy, because if you don't go through and process your stuff, you kind of carry it. You carry it. You don't have to verbalize it, but you'll be carrying it. In your body language, you'll be written all over your face. When you become emotionally in tune, which kind of happens as you navigate through tough stuff. So sometimes you get your liars, your manipulators they'll meet people that are in a different tier of consciousness, and they can't kind of fool them. They might do for a bit, but eventually the people in the higher level kind of like see through it, and they can see the kind of game being played. But for the lower tier people, the kind of answer for them is they can't get it. They can't quite get why these people are not being fooled. So they either try a bit harder or they run away and go back to the drawing board and maybe try again another day. But it's little bit like, I don't know, Forest Green Rovers playing Man United. So it's like they're putting a hell of an effort, but the higher tier, your top tier, your higher league, your Premier League people are probably going to end up on top, and it's not going to cost them the energy that the lower leagues people are using. So it's kind of like my theory. The only way to unlock your different levels of consciousness is to go and do the hard thing, which is to process the trauma. But it's such a hard thing, so it's easy to not do it. You got your hard thing. Your hard thing's here. here, sorry, not my hat. That's your hard thing. So leading up to the hard thing, oh, I'd like to stay down here, please, in my lower league. But up here, there's a better league, there's a higher league. And it actually, it's it's kind of like a beautiful place, and it's where really cool people hang out. If that makes any sense. But it's just, we are all walking around on varying levels of consciousness, and like, it might sound absolute madness to some people, but once you push through these kind of tough boundaries, you see it, and you see all the behavior going on in the lower leagues, and you're like, what the fuck? So it's kind of like, I know it's very difficult to process your traumas and to go there or to even navigate it, but once you do it, it's the only way to unlock the higher level of consciousness. I could be talking utter shit, but it makes complete sense to me. I don't know if I've articulated that very well, but let me know.